Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into the life and legacy of one of history's most prolific inventors, Thomas Alva Edison. You might know him for the light bulb, but his impact on the world extends far beyond that single invention. Let's get started. Part 1: Early Life and the Spark of Curiosity. Thomas Alva Edison was born on 11th February 1847 in Millen, Ohio, USA. He was the youngest of 7 children in his family. His father, Samuel Edison, was a strong and independent man, and his mother, Nancy Edison, was a kind and loving schoolteacher. From a very young age, Thomas showed signs that he was not like other children. As a child, Thomas was full of curiosity. He always asked questions and wanted to know how everything worked. But in school, his teachers found him difficult. He often asked too many questions and didn't follow their style of teaching. One teacher even called him addled, which means confused or slow. This made his mother very upset, and she decided to homeschool him. Nancy Edison became his first and best teacher. She believed in him and encouraged his interest in reading and learning. She gave him books to read, especially about science. Young Edison read everything he could find and started to teach himself about chemistry, electricity, and how things worked. His love for knowledge grew quickly. When he was just 12 years old, Edison got his first job. He sold newspapers and snacks on trains. While working on the train, he also got permission to set up a small chemistry lab in one of the cars. There, he did small experiments with chemicals. One day, an experiment went wrong and caused a small fire. The train conductor was angry and kicked him out of the train. But that did not stop Edison's love for experimenting. At the same time, Edison began to lose his hearing. Some believe it happened because of the fire incident or from a childhood illness. Even though he became nearly deaf, Edison never saw it as a weakness. Instead, he believed it helped him focus more deeply on his work and avoid distractions. Later, he worked as a telegraph operator, sending and receiving Morse code messages. This job helped him understand more about communication and technology. During this time, he also started inventing small devices to make his job easier. One of his early inventions was the automatic telegraph repeater, which helped send telegraph messages more efficiently. With this success, Edison began to believe that he could become a full-time inventor. In 1869, he moved to New York City to start his life as an inventor. He had very little money, often sleeping in offices or workshops. But he kept working hard, always thinking, reading, and experimenting. This was the start of a journey that would change the world forever. Part 2: Inventions that changed the world. Once in New York, Edison invented a machine that helped stockbrokers receive stock prices more quickly. This was called the Universal Stock Ticker, and it made him famous. A company paid him $40,000 for this invention, which was a lot of money at the time. Edison used that money to build his first proper laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey, in 1876. Edison called it an invention factory, and it was the first of its kind in the world. He hired other smart people to work with him, and they worked as a team. Edison came up with ideas, and the team helped him build and test them. Together, they worked on many exciting projects. In 1877, Edison invented the phonograph. It was a machine that could record sound and play it back. This was the first time in history that human voices could be recorded. People were amazed. They called him the Wizard of Menlo Park because the invention seemed like magic. But Edison's most famous invention was still to come, the electric light bulb. People had been trying to create electric light for years, but no one had made one that was safe, affordable, and long-lasting. Edison and his team worked day and night, testing thousands of materials. Finally, in 1879, Edison found the right combination, a small piece of carbon filament inside a vacuum bulb that could glow for hours. This invention changed the world. Before this, people used candles or gas lamps, which were dangerous and dim. The electric light bulb brought safe, bright light into homes and streets. But Edison didn't stop with just the bulb. He wanted to create a full electric power system so that people could use electricity in their homes. In 1882, he opened the first electric power station in New York City. This marked the beginning of the modern electric age. Edison also worked on many other important inventions. He helped improve the motion picture camera, which led to the creation of movies. He worked on batteries and developed the nickel-iron battery. He invented the electric pen, an early version of the modern copier. He made improvements to the telegraph and telephone systems. Over his lifetime, Edison received more than 1,000 patents. He believed in hard work and once said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." Edison was not without critics. He had a long rivalry with another inventor, Nikola Tesla. Tesla supported alternating current, AC, while Edison promoted direct current, DC. The war of currents became a major debate. In the end, AC became more common, but Edison's role in bringing electricity to the world was still critical. Edison became a national hero. People looked up to him as a symbol of American innovation and progress. His inventions had changed how people lived, worked, and communicated. By the end of the 19th century, Edison had helped build companies, inspire other inventors, and shape the future of technology. But his journey was not over yet. Part 3. Later life, challenges, and a lasting legacy. In the early 1900s, Edison continued to invent and improve existing technology. He worked on cement, storage batteries, phonographs, and more. He also moved his lab to West Orange, New Jersey, where he built a larger research center. This new laboratory had better equipment and became his main workplace for the rest of his life. Although many of his inventions were successful, not everything Edison tried worked. For example, he tried to create a cheap way to extract iron from rocks, but the project failed. He also worked on making rubber from plants, which didn't bring good results either. Still, Edison believed that failure was just part of the process. He once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison also had a deep interest in helping people in practical ways. For example, during World War I, he worked for the US Navy to help design new weapons and tools. Even though he was getting older, he continued to serve his country with his inventions. his personal life was also full of changes. Edison's first wife, Mary Stilwell, died in 1884. They had 3 children. A few years later, Edison married again. His second wife, Nina Miller, gave him 3 more children. He loved spending time with his family when he wasn't in the lab. In his later years, Edison became more famous than ever. People from all over the world wanted to meet him. He received many awards and honors. In 1928, he was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, one of the highest honors in the United States. Edison remained active almost until the end of his life. He continued to work, think, and explore. But his health began to decline. On 18th October 1931, Thomas Edison passed away at the age of 84. When he died, lights across America were dimmed in his honor. People from around the world mourned his death and celebrated his life. Edison had done more than just invent things. He had changed the way the world lived. His inventions led to the modern age of electricity, sound recording, motion pictures, and mass communication. Today, many of the things we use like light bulbs, music players, movies, and electric power can be traced back to Edison's ideas and hard work. More than that, Edison showed the world the value of persistence, imagination, and hard work. He once said, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." Thomas Edison's journey was not easy. He faced failure, doubt, and many obstacles. But he never gave up. He believed in himself, kept learning, and used his curiosity to make the world a better place. His life is a reminder that one person's ideas and determination can truly light up the world. If this story inspired you, please hit like, share, and subscribe button. For more extraordinary stories, stay tuned to my channel. Thank you for watching.